London Electricity's music is it is intensely musical sometimes. I've tried really hard to make it not so, but I can't fight it any longer, and this album I'm just letting go. I've got to finish the album by the middle of April so we can actually learn it live and start playing it live in May. So I hope it doesn't all go horribly wrong. We'll see.
This is the start, right now.
Today is our very first rehearsal for, well, we haven't rehearsed for a year and we haven't even seen each other since last November.
Hello! Hello!
Today's little rhythm section rehearsal with Landslide, Andy and Jungle and me. We're doing 3 days of just learning the new material, getting the rhythm section sorted and tight, and then next week Leanne and Rec will be joining us.
My fingers are getting abused again. It's all about abuse. Fast, loud, oral and physical abuse.
It's our first day of rehearsing, and I mean, we haven't really worked out the structures, but just the feel, I think, is wicked.
The longer I play sometimes, the easier it gets, because my body gets warm. But it's playing with that intensity straight off is really fucking, like, it's difficult.
The only other time we've really properly rehearsed was in 2003, about February 2003, and it took forever to learn one tune.
And it's really easy now. It used to be quite hard. We used to have to spend a lot of time working out sections, getting the feel right, but we've been playing for so long, it's really simple, actually quite frighteningly simple.
Because unless you give it everything, it sounds weak. That's like, and you can't, because people use computers, innit, you can't afford the beats to sound weak though, innit, when you're playing it live.
This is the jungle drummer playing drums.
Keep the noise down, please. Keep the noise down.
Hey!
It's really, really lovely to see everybody again. It's just like straight back into the insults straight away. There's nothing, you know.
Easy. Easy, white boy.
Got the whole band back now, which is wicked, all together. And it's just been a nice morning. First rehearsal with the whole band, everybody just kind of getting to know each other again, which took about 3 seconds.
Yes, please. Have you been doing your pelvic floor exercises?
Yeah. Rex singing for the first time. That's his new thing for 2005, is to actually sing rather than just MC. And he's like, he's well brave about it, you know, he's just going for it and doing it.
Wicked. I think the album now, this album sounds much better than, I mean, I love the last one, don't get me wrong, the one before, but this album is a different level. Like, this hopefully will take us to another place as well, get to a bigger audience, not just drum and bass. And I think it sounds amazing. Like, you know, it's not just drum and bass tunes, it's proper songs, and that's what it's about. It's taking it to another level, and I reckon this album, you know, is the one.
Oh, that was dark. That was just really dark. I've just been wearing.
That is the dog.
Ah! Touch me! Ah!
Get off! Get off!
Dance, no talking. Oh, he's coming outside.
It's the new one.
Today, we're doing a photo shoot for the cover artwork of the album. It's a bunch of very different people, it's a freak show. So no one's really fit, and that's good, that's what works for us.
or is it me on my own? Is it my imagination or my paranoid zone? Is it the world we live in and the land that we roam? Yeah, they're watching. I think they're gonna tap my phone
What drew me to drum and bass was the energy in the beats. The beats sort of blew my mind. Like when I first heard jungle music, it was like amazing the effect it had.
I love that you could go to a rave and there'd be loads of white people, loads of black people, loads of Asian people, from everywhere, and I hadn't really experienced that before.
For me, the idea of doing it live, especially working with people like Leanne, who she is, and Chris, at the tempo he can play, is that we were just going to play fast music, and that's exciting.
Tony sort of showed me that you can fit all types of music into it, which really appealed to me. That's where it all started for me.
If you're kind of an eclectic person or a musically schizophrenic person, you can get by in drum and bass because almost anything is allowed. And by that I mean you can do an electro style tune, you can do a rock style tune, you can do a techno style tune, you can do a classical soundtrack style tune, and you can do a soulful deep house style tune, and they're all drum and bass. And as long as you get the mix downs right, and as long as you get it sounding right, and you get it structured right, it will go off in a club.
That's gonna fucking annihilate places.
That is next level.
Fucking hell.
Andy, your bass sounds fucking amazing, mate.
Yeah. His bass is anorexic.
Playing so hard, something just gives, and you've got to just push past it.
It's got to be played with fucking intensity. If it isn't intense, it ain't proper drum and bass. It's not proper jungle. Right, man. Stretch it.
Yeah. Don't vomit on your drums.
I think until we go and play a gig now, we're not probably creatively sort of adding anything more. What we need to do now is just go and gig for probably, do these next set of 10 gigs, and the music will get better as we do them.
It's like all of us are growing, man. It's absolutely wicked. We had our last show in November last year. It's pretty fucking emotional, actually. That was really fucking cheesy. I really hate it because there's so many reality shows on TV, and I really hate it when they show someone breaking down because it looks shit, and you think that shouldn't be shown on telly because that's fucking embarrassing. I just fucking cried on camera, Jungle. Can you imagine that?
Oh my god.
Fucking hell. It's so embarrassing.
I'd like to be the person to come in here.
I know. Can't believe it. A lot better than I felt yesterday. Now I feel wicked. I think we're ready. It was wicked today because Stev came down. Stev's our new sound man, and the band really like him. They're really warm to him, and also Jungle's now using in-ear monitors. That means that he doesn't have to have like 5 enormous wedges either side of his head when we do a gig.
I fucking hate him. It's the worst thing that I've ever done since I've been in music.
It means that he's got all of our samples in his headphones, and hopefully it won't what I'm hoping is that it won't look like he's playing to a click, because that would be a nightmare, because he never does that. Absolutely amazing last night. As you know, we were very nervous about it, and we didn't know how many people were going to come, and we smashed it.
The live show for Hospital, for London Electricity, you know, you've got all the different elements, you know, the drummer, singer, keyboard, you know, the whole thing, the drumming, the whole musical aspect, and it's so fresh, especially in drum and bass. It's good to see, and there's only a few people that are doing that side of things, so it's great. It's nice to see that.
As well, 100% live, that does sometimes mean we encounter technical problems. But it's nice to have a big technical problem at the beginning of the show before we've even started, because that means it's not actually going to interrupt the set. So, Steph, we've got nothing on output 2 from the sampler, mate. I'd like to introduce you all to Steph. He's our new London Electricity sound man. Say hello to Steph.
Hello, Steph.
Alright, Steph. Yes, Steph.
Hi,
What's the matter? What you saying? Alright. Yeah, man, what you saying?
It's the first live drum and bass thing I've done. I do sound for drum and bass loads, and I do a lot of live bands, but obviously I don't do any other live drum and bass because there ain't any. That one is very quiet, it seems. Just the one is just a sub.
Right.
It's just a lower level than the other one slightly.
Okay, I'll take down the...
Volume is the biggest challenge, getting the volume as loud as you can possibly get it without it breaking up. Because a lot of the time we go on after a DJ, and DJs are playing finished, compressed pieces of music that can be really, really, really loud. And then I've got to try and squeeze a live band up to the same volume. That's the hardest thing about it. 26 channel mix with 4 effects.
I think that Steve is very good for our morale, actually.
He smashed it.
He's just fitted in nicely.
Without trying too hard.
Jungle is about the biggest pain in the arse for this band, really. Apart from him, just getting him to get his shit set up on time and stop moaning about it. When he's done that, it's all good, but that takes longer than sound checking the band.
Sound checking the hi-hat. Can you do the hi-hat, please? Can you do the bass drum, please? What's the bass drum?
You have a break.
3 minutes of playing and my sound check's done. Unlike you, 2 hours of setting up, half an hour of playing, and then you still play.
Enjoy the crap out of it.
There's a job to be done here.
Unlike Sam, I actually enjoy playing drum and bass, Andy.
I fucking hate
Where are you going?
Andy Waterworth. He's one of the most gentle, genuine people I've ever met. I love him. He's just a big smiler, and he's musically and emotionally sensitive to a beautiful degree.
Grumpy. Grumpy.
We all went through different stages, you know, and I've always been someone who just sort of can see the funny side of things. Spend a lot of time laughing.
Andy's one of the 3 amigos, isn't it? At the back, taking a piss, having a smoke. Me, Jungle, and Andy. Andy's like a seasoned vet professional. He's been there, he's done that. He's got a T-shirt. He's done Wembley Stadium with Paul Weller. He's done football stadiums in Nairobi, Kenya. He's a seasoned vet, man. There's nothing that Andy's saw with us that he hasn't seen before on the road. You know what I mean? He's done it, man. When he goes on stage, he gives it 110%. And when they're looking around the stage, he's always the guy that's smiling the most and just having a laugh. Do you know what I mean? And he's just about the fun of it. Do you know what I mean? He really is. He thinks even if you have a shit day, it all counts about the show. You can have a shit day, but if the show's wicked, it kind of makes up for it.
I always have my feet firmly placed on the ground and my head in the sky. So I'm stretching between the two worlds. It's a happy medium.
It's a deep one, Andy.
Do you think that's deep? That's a good one though, isn't it? I just made that out just then.
He's my bedroom, godfather to his kids, and we've worked with each other for like a few years. Did like Shake Your Body with Shy FX and a couple of different things.
We're just waiting for the people who play samples to get their shit together.
Yeah, that's how it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
See, when you're me or him, we can just get on there and do it. But these keyboard players, they just don't understand.
What's the partnership between the drum and the bass?
The rhythm section's a bit of a weird one, because me and Andy never actually really talk about what we're gonna do. We never say, right, let's do that bit. We've never done that once in like maybe 200 shows or something.
Who leads it? Who leads the rhythm section? I don't know if it's led. I mean, we just encourage each other to have it.
Our relationship is different from the others because we like football.
Yeah.
And the rest of the band don't. They're just fucking like quite old, bitter, resentful people.
We like football and WWE wrestling.
Yeah.
Andy and me have got a really funny relationship because I don't get Andy's jokes most of the time. And sometimes I think he's really taking the piss out of me when he isn't. So I can't read Andy. It's like we realised just now that our song I Don't Understand is actually about my relationship with Andy.
To be honest with you, Tone, I'm quite relieved.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's been a bit hard work for me, to be honest.
Is that all you can? Is that all you can all say that? Just that you're relieved and after all this time. It's supposed to be like a big shot. He's very patient as well because some of the tunes there isn't room for him to express himself.